we're going to do an over-explain speed run, we're going to call it. So it means it's probably going to take us a long time, but we're going to try to talk about what strategies you can employ to try to go quickly. I think this is the current meta, but it has been bouncing around a lot with all the different balance changes. But Aspect of Charon is definitely considered to be one of the fastest, possibly the fastest, if you get the right setup. It is absolutely amazing. I mean, you hear me boasting about it all the time in different videos and stuff like that, and I have posted many videos of us playing it. But we're going to play it a little bit differently, at least here. And so with Aspect of Charon, the focus here is going to be, getting some way to recover magic. That way you can just spam the Omega Special and drop a cast, and keep using that without having to worry about getting that magic back. And then segueing into Heartbreaker from Aphrodite, and then try to get the duo boon between her and Apollo, which is called Sunny Disposition. Sorry, where is it? So Heartbreaker, whenever you use 30 magic, create a Heartthrob area damage of 120. This actually just deals an insane amount of damage. It is very, very powerful. So if you want to go for the fastest run, you'd probably get this combination very quickly. So Sunny Disposition would allow you to create 3 Heartbreakers at once. Heartthrobs, I keep mixing them up. Heartbreakers, Heartthrobs, you know what I mean. You get to make 3 at once, and if you have like an epic or heroic Heartbreaker boon, it's like over 300 per throb, and it's just insane. And then you get the Pommet a few times, right? And then you get the Pommet a few times. So we're going to talk mostly about the strategies. I cannot promise that this is going to be an especially fast run because it's a roguelike, and speedruns of roguelikes require good RNG, basically. But we will follow the rules as best we can. So here's the Arcana setup, and let's talk about that for a minute here. We want the Knight on because we are going to be detonating our Omega cast very often. It's just free. You know, we do have an entire row set up, mostly so that we have a Divinity on. The Lovers would be a good one to have. You could consider turning off like the Titan, but I think you want the max magic with this aspect quite badly. We're not really missing out on anything here. You don't really want the Sorceress because the slowdown does not actually slow down the timer, unfortunately. So that's kind of whatever. Swift Runner is actually not crazy important, but you might as well have it on because we kind of got free grasp. We have the Messenger on just because. The Huntress shouldn't matter because we shouldn't be using our regular attacker special very often. The Artificer is kind of just not worth it. You want all the rolls. You want the Boatman on. And, of course, you always want Origination on just because it's a lot of D. Death is not really worth it. It doesn't work with this aspect, so to speak. So, in other words, when you detonate your Omega cast after using your Omega special, it does not give you bonus critical chance. It doesn't count that. So there's kind of no point to it, you know. Wasn't Moments the best speedrun aspect? That was only patch 1, really. That was quite a while ago now, I would say. So we are using we're using Apollo's Keepsake because Lucid Gain is a strong magic regen, especially with this aspect. And it should go pretty well by just utilizing that. So that's pretty much it for the setup. We are going to take Forg, because Forg will allow us to block the Hex from Hecate, believe it or not. Which just means that we don't have to dodge around. It saves a few seconds, whereas the Cat doesn't directly save time at any one place, I would say. So we have Vow of Fury on because 40% faster enemies will also make them spawn faster, from how I understand it, although there's been some theories around that might not actually work, you know, I guess. But as far as I understand, it works just fine, you know. Vow of Desperation, you don't have to have it on. Doesn't actually matter. Just do it for fun. Just do it for fun. That was pre-change. Yeah, so Momus got totally reworked. So it's a really strong aspect. And it might be the best staff. Might be. At this point in time. But yeah, I don't think it necessarily matches up to Charon. Oh, we still have the Show of Death. So if you're interested in speedrunning the game, you might as well get used to it. You need the Show of Death at the beginning of your recording. Or a win. Either way, you need to show like a reset, I guess you could say. The give up option does not work. You cannot use it. The give up option, Hades, to explain it simply, will save the seed, and you will still get the same options in the first probably couple of chambers or so. Thus, you could theoretically map out the run up to possibly the entire thing and know exactly what we get every single chamber. So you kind of got to prove it. I mean, there's separate categories, so you don't have to do that. But if you want to play the unseeded category, which is sort of the popular one, called Any Fear, right? You can play at any fear you want. There's no minimum or maximum or anything like that. You play at whatever you want. But in order to prove that you don't know what's going to go on in the first few chambers, or any of the chambers, you need to show a death at the start of your run. So make sure you do that. Make sure you do that. Best or worst cast for this aspect? I don't think the cast boon is like crazy important for this. Best, huh? It's actually not that high of a priority. Not as high a priority as A, getting Lucid Gain, and then B, getting Aphrodite. I think Rapture Ring would actually be quite strong just to gather enemies. There's got to be one that's like really bad that I'm not thinking of here. I think maybe Harris is bad. Actually, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm actually not positive. Not sure. So we will be pausing a lot since in Hades 2 and Hades 1, we're going by what they call the in-game timer, IGT, it might be shortened as, and that's what the timer in the top right is, the 107. That is our current in-game time, and that timer pauses all the time. When you pause the game, when you open boon windows, when you're at a load screen, when you're in certain chambers. And the goal is to get those certain chambers where the timer pauses, even if you do have combat, for instance. That's what we want to get. But that's mostly luck at the end of the day. A little bit of knowledge behind it. So let's rarefy Lucid Gain. 75 is more than enough.
I grow strong.
We probably don't even need to rarefy it. And now we drop the cast, spam the Omega Special. But the hard part here is knowing when to not Omega Special. Because the Omega Special takes a long time to cast with the axe, right? So when there's one more little enemy like what we just had, dropping in a whole Omega Special is probably a big time sink that we didn't need. We got a Nectar here, so you'll see me pausing very often before we take the doors so we can look at the doors and decide what we want to do. The hard part for this is aiming your special to try to kill all the enemies as quickly as possible. We don't really need to palm Lucid Gain, so that felt pretty bad. Max Magic is fine, we will just have to take it. Having Cyclone in the cast allows you to have Boreal Wind easily. I think Boreal Wind is like, okay. I don't know if it's a big priority though. I don't, like seeing Boreal Gust, that duo boon that you're talking about with the Cyclones, I don't know if it's a big deal, personally. Maybe it's just me though. I mean, we're really aiming very, very hard for a Sunny disposition. Again, I cannot guarantee that this will be an especially fast run, but at least we can kind of go over the strategies. This is a pretty rough chamber we can already feel because it wasn't that bad, really. It kind of just had a lot of enemies. These choices don't matter that much. Bones will give us armor. Ash will give us max health. Not a big deal. Nape, what's up? Thank you for the 5 months. These guys kind of stink because that can happen. So you can dash at the end of your Omega Special. And there's definitely a high skill ceiling to this one. Oof. So we only have one boon in its Lucid Gain. These are really bad options for us. You could roll again, might get Selene. You wouldn't get max health again, but you might get max magic also. Just pray you get, honestly, any boon probably here.
Good.
Demeter is fine. I actually like Arctic Freeze, the cast from her. I think it actually works quite well. I actually think it works quite well. Okay. No more, please. So we want free chambers such as this Chaos Gate. And this we have to kind of discuss chambers, location count, and things like that. Which is it's sort of an advanced topic here, but we're going to have to take a minute to talk about it. Blaze, what's up? Thank you so much for the 10 months. Welcome back, welcome back. So I think I like Arctic Ring here. I think the freeze effect is actually very useful. And I think it's good enough, is the way I feel. I don't think the damage from the cast is like crazy important. I mean, I would probably take a different one if possible. I don't know. I don't hate it though. So locations. So if you look in the top right, you'll see we're in location number 5. The final chamber before you head to the shop for Erebus is location 11. So in other words, Location 12 will be the shop. Location 13 will be the Hecate fight. Every single chamber advances your location count. So, there's no minimum number of combat encounters that you have to do before the biome ends. The biome always ends on location, 13 when you fight Hecate. Unless you do something wild and take a Chaos Gate in location 11, which was supposed to be your last location. At which point, yes, it does push everything back by one location. Doesn't cost you a lot of time, though, obviously. In fact, Chaos might be correct. And the same goes for the rest of the biomes. It's always a fixed amount that has to pass. So it is just luck whether you get the certain encounters that you really, really want. So a Chaos Gate means that you don't have to fight any enemies, and you get to just skip combat altogether, and you just take a choice and you leave. That's great. Shops, the timer is paused, and you don't have to fight enemies, so that's great. Artemis, the timer pauses during combat if you encounter Artemis, so you really want to see her. Arachne, Narcissus, and Echo, the timer pauses, and you don't have to do any combat, so you want to take all that stuff, basically. Welcome, Lazy Salad. Reroll budget. How many times to try a door? You never really want to roll a door more than twice, because then I think what happens the majority of the time, it's going to roll back to one of the previous rewards. That's the golden rule with doors, as far as I understand it. But it seems like it's a bit more complex. It's probably not as simple as I'm making out to be. What's most important is how quickly you set things up for a speedrun build like this. That's going to be the most important part. Oh yeah, Nemesis will pause the timer as well if you have to combat her. So you do want to be careful with the rerolls, but yeah, they're most important early on. So if you got to spend them early, then go ahead and spend them early. But yeah, I think Arctic Ring is fine. I think even if those doors have, say, the shop or Arachne on them, I would still take Chaos. Okay, this is good that we did not get those doors offered, because they will only be offered once. We do not want to be offered Chaos and the shop at the same time, because you can only take one, right? Top one is free, because we don't really use the attack. Omega move's not really much of a benefit. We do not go for Golden Rule anymore. Maimed Creation might do something. It might. We can get the Chaos Infusion. We could get Hesia's Infusion. You could get Tall Order from Hermes. All that stuff is pretty good, and it's free. I think special damage or cast damage would have been best there if possible. There's the shop on the left, so we're going to have to go that way. There was a downside here. We just got offered 2 separate mini-boss doors across those 2 chambers. All right, hold on. We got to pause here because Nemesis is going to steal our stuff. We want Aphrodite. We know that. We really want this hammer, though. We're really hoping for Giga Cleaver. Unfortunately, we got very little. Giga Cleaver is the best in slot here. It costs a lot of magic, but it is insanely strong. It is very, very helpful. It is very, very good. Didn't get it. The runner-up is Quick Cleaver? Sudden Cleaver. Oh, we can actually look at him here. Sudden Cleaver, your Omega Special is 25% faster. Giga Cleaver, your Omega Special fires 2 times in succession, but costs plus 15 magic. It's insanely strong. You can actually drop multiple casts that way, too. Because you can actually drop your cast as the Omega Special is dropping after you already charged it. Looks like she bought the max magic. So Empowering Guard might do something, so we're going to take it, but I'm not very happy about it. Now we have to ask ourselves, do we want that Hera? We don't have Aphrodite yet. We're going to Arachne next. Both mini-bosses are offered, so therefore we will not be fighting a mini-boss in Erebus, which is too bad. Yeah, her special is actually great here, I think, anyway. This way we have Origination set up. We have 2 curses this way. It's actually very good, I think. I think it actually works out. Not much else I'd really want here anyway. So we're probably going to have to put on Aphrodite's Keepsake after this. Either way.
Until we meet again.
Giga Cleaver and Apollo Legendary does not stack. For some reason I felt like it did, but I don't actually remember. I'd have to consult Twitch chat for that one. So timer's paused in here. Doesn't matter. We can take our time. This is the only one that technically helps us, but when it's only 10 armor, you gotta wonder how helpful is it really gonna be. Especially with this particular aspect, we get hit a lot because we're trying to charge the Omega Special constantly. What's up, Bobby? So I'm actually curious if this is even worth it, right? It should make your Omega cast deal more damage, though. We'll give it a shot. I doubt we'll be able to keep it. It's just too fragile. We'll take the max magic here. Okay, I'm actually going to aim the special up there towards the one straggler. As long as it just goes across the cast to explode it, it should be good. So I'm not going to aim at this dude below me. As long as I explode the cast, it should work out, right? I know that there's some gold pots down there, but I kind of don't care. We can palm the special. Seleni's just not high priority. There's like a cast time and everything. So not that important. So far, the boons have been decent, although we did not get Aphrodite offered. We were forced to skip the mini-boss. Let's go ahead and kill that little straggler there. The hard part is knowing when not to Omega Special. I don't hate the Hydrolite. We have no money. Shouldn't buy anything here. So we got Hermes. We can't get Tall Order yet. We're low on cash. I think we actually... I think I might wait. Is Hitch the best in slot for the special? It might be. I'm actually not sure. I can't guarantee that whatever the current world record is, uses this particular setup, but there's a lot that kind of works here, and sometimes you got to take what you can get. The most important part is definitely getting Afro into the Heartbreaker, right? So now we're going to take the shop here. Timer will pause unlike the other side. We did not get Aphrodite offered, unfortunately. 50 for a... You know what? We'll actually take the armor here to try to keep the cast damage. I don't think I buy a random palm because I don't think it would be very impactful. It only really does something if it hits the special, and even then it's not that much. I think we hold. So we're going to have to put on Aphrodite's keepsake after this. So we did not get Nemesis. We did not get an Egg Room. We did not get Artemis. We did not get a Fountain Room. And we skipped the mini-boss. So it was actually a pretty unlucky Erebus by all accounts, I would say. Oh, no. That's frustrating. Please, come on, die. We lost our armor already, so probably wasn't really worth spending on. Yeah, I mean, you're bound to get hit plenty here. No doubt about. So you want to pay attention to the frog's placement while you're about to transition here. Oh, okay. That was very close, because I didn't think I actually got her. Drop that. We get a little bit of, hit stun while we're trying to charge it up. There we go. That actually lined up beautifully. You can try to listen to where the real Hecate is if you're wearing headphones. The surround sound kind of indicates it. She tends to be the furthest one away, / the one behind you. And that's really the best I can tell you. That's really the best you can do with it. 254. It's not super special here, but we might be okay.
See you in the crossroads.
Do we get the origination bonus with the setup? The curse gets applied before the cast triggers. It might not work like how we hope, right? I think whatever's applying the curse does not actually benefit from it. So if if they don't already have origination on, I think the thing that's applying the second curse doesn't actually benefit. I'm pretty sure, but it's a good question, actually. It's a good question. So we wouldn't hate getting a third curse in this particular instance. So we were going to put on Aphrodite's. Again, we really want the Heartbreaker. No expiring deal, I don't think. Welcome, Neko. So we still have plenty of rolls, so that's good. We didn't have to roll for much here. But, yeah, it could be a better setup. This might be forever room, I like to call them at this rate. For some reason, you tend to get like a lot of spawns sometimes here in the first chamber of Oceanus. Like, why? What's going on?
Those spouts again.
I mean, it kind of worked out, but still. My god, that's just so many, right? And we got it again here. It's not the worst, but... Wow.
Stench.
My god. So we got Narcissus and the shop there. I would rather go to the shop, I think. More Apollo. Not the Palm. You have to take Chaos here, but it does mean we're ignoring Aphrodite there, which could be very bad, to be honest. Apollo could give us Blinding Sprint. There's actually an element here where you might want to go this way instead of Chaos, because mini-bosses are typically very quick. There's this weird thing where Tony Vermin, is not necessarily guaranteed here in Oceanus for some reason. There's not a whole lot else. You don't want Prominence Flare from Apollo here because that will actually make it take longer to drop another cast, because you have to wait for Prominence Flare to end. Afro saves the time overall versus Chaos because it's boss. Well, a mini-boss is not exceptionally long, but it will be longer than a Chaos Gate. It's possible we still get Afro offered after the Chaos Gate, so that's sort of what you're gambling on. Plus, Chaos could give us beneficial things still. Chaos could still benefit us by giving us special damage or cast damage or something like that. It's kind of a good question here. And I don't know. This is actually quite hard. Blinding Sprint is kind of nice just for the sprint speed in this situation. This is a very difficult decision. It's possible that Heartbreaker is just going to be more important, though. I'm not sure.
You won't stop me.
Okay, we got this guy, which is who you're going to get like 90% of the time here in Oceanus. And he's incredibly annoying. But we managed to get through it pretty quickly, I would say. Oh. Can't get sub 10 with this build. You can do it. It just takes it takes more than one try. It's going to take us several tries. We definitely roll here. Shameless Attitude is pretty decent, but not as good as Heartbreaker. We're going to use 30 magic, create a Heartthrob, 240 damage apiece. We would like to palm it if possible, and we need Apollo or Aphrodite to show up again. Does a keepsake charge matter? So as long as we don't take Aphrodite there, the keepsake would still guarantee seeing her again. Oh my god, how did you get over here, though? It's only if you take her that actually uses it up. Uh-oh. Yeah, you kind of just take this door, though. You don't waste your time unlocking new ones. Okay, we got an egg room, thank god. Oh, there you go. And we got the reward quickly, that's lucky. More locked chambers. Oh god, come on, Artemis, something. No. No Artemis yet. And Artemis can't appear after the first two biomes. The luck has not really been with us in terms of the chambers, but the build's going decently well outside of the hammer. Ow, 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 ow. So at least there's that. I kind of like, especially once you have some Heartbreakers going on, I like to preemptively start charging the Omega Special before the enemies are even in the chamber. Come on, this is like a really bad room, though. And then you gotta try to use them. Okay, free Aphrodites. Come on. Sunny Disposition, let's go.
In the name of Hades.
Come on, baby. Roll
Let's
it.
do it.
Aho! Whenever you create Heartthrobs, create 2 more. That's an insane amount of damage. Tony wasn't always available in Hades 1 either. No, but this seems to be an unintended problem. Tony is meant to be a mini-boss option here in Oceanus. But the way it works, you know, most mini-bosses are, you're offered the same amount that are possible until you take a mini-boss or skip them all. But for some reason, there's something wrong with, like, the tile layout is the best way I can describe it. All right, come on. Try to get out Jetty first here. There we go. We managed to stop her before she ran away. That's the important part. And then start charging an Omega Special early. Okay, I guess I somehow failed it, though, unfortunately. Try to group them up. Probably could have done better here, though, honestly. It's okay, though. Kill her with the heartthrobs. 503. All right. The time's not astounding, but the build at least went the right way.
Keep practicing.
Whoop. So the run is kind of on rails after the first two biomes. So if you don't like your time or your build after Oceanus, now is a good time to consider just ripping it and starting over. If you don't like it, because, yeah, there's some luck you can get in Morning Fields. Hey, Zyru, but not much. You know, it's mostly just the layouts. What's generally going to happen here in Morning Fields is you get one large chamber, you get a mini boss, then you get Echo, then you get one more large chamber, and then the biome's over. And that's going to be it, like, 95% of the time. You might luck into getting only a 2 reward chamber versus a 3 reward chamber. But that's pretty much it, you know? Chaos Gates do not help you skip chambers here. There's no mid shop. I don't know how to make it appear if it does exist. It's just Echo, and she always appears. I don't know how to make Echo not appear, honestly. So now I think we just go Metallic Droplet. I think this is mostly the meta for now, just because you move faster and you channel faster, and for something where you're casting the Omega Special so often, I think that's the right way to go. What's up, McDonald? I'll take some special damage, I'll take some move speed, and we go. And I missed some gold pots on the way out. It used to be that you could get a Chaos Gate here, and then you could skip the first chamber here in Morning Fields, but they patched it. It doesn't work anymore. Doesn't work anymore. Which up only appears when you didn't meet Echo. You mean like in the save file in total? Okay, hey, we got Nemesis, so the timer pauses. Little bit of luck here, at least.
Here we go.
I don't know if I have a particular strategy for trying to kill these things. I think, or trying to clear Morning Fields quickly in general. I think looking for the trees to figure out where the hell the rewards are your best bet. And then you just gotta kind of pray you don't get bad tile sets, as we call it. Meaning that there's like at least one really large chamber here in Morning Fields that the rewards tend to be really spread out. The exits could be left or right. It's brutal. Absolutely brutal. Nimble Mind, very useful. We will take. Tall Order wouldn't be bad, but I think we settle for Nimble Mind here still. If you touch an exit, it'll actually tell you where the last reward is. Oh god, where is it though? Found her. Okay. Okay. I got some heartthrobs for them. Okay. Selene, we probably won't make good use of. Total Eclipse is actually the best one. Are we going to go out of our way for Paths to Stars? I don't think so. We also skip all these small rewards because they're just not even worth the half second they might take. So we just take a mini boss, so that's what we plan to do. Don't care that much about anything else at this point in time. Okay, try to like kind of dash through the boss, make sure we use the Heartbreakers. Oof. Charging the Omega Special is kind of challenging though. Gets a little weird. Ooh, Shameless Attitude, very nice. We like. This is going to be Echo every time. I don't know, if we're lucky we might get a sub 10 here.
Always pleased to see.
If we play well. More Aphrodite. There's like Sweet Surrender, but we don't actually weaken anything. We can replace her cast. There's not a whole lot. Evade is not wrong. I think it's actually probably fine. I don't think there's anything else. It's like Healthy Rebound or something, I guess. I don't know. It's debatable. Chat, are we going White Antler? Wispy Wiles, sure. Are we going... Ooh, we got lucky here. Are we going White Antler for the last biome, or are we keeping on the Droplet? The Droplet isn't really long, so we got lucky here. Because the next chamber is only 2 rewards. That does not always happen. In fact, that rarely happens. We still really want a hammer more than anything. Total Eclipse is probably the best thing you can get, because there's no real cast time on it. Why am I attacking these guys? Okay. Come here, you. Come on, cast it. Programmatic wants the antler. I've seen runners use either one, potentially. Sudden Cleaver. Okay, that's one of the good ones. Giga Cleaver is still the best one, I think, though. That's the exit, so let's find out where the second one here is. We have to get into the darkness here to actually damage these dudes. We got some Heartbreakers there to finish them off. Okay. Your Hex starts charged. I don't think the whole while it's not ready thing makes a lot of sense. 100 power. Okay, we'll do that, I think. The exits were over here. Let's just take the closest one now. Okay, it was actually a good morning fields. I don't know about the rest of it, though. We have money, so I might as well spend some, is the way I'm looking at it.
Olympus, I accept this message.
I have a world record? No.
This feeling, oh.
You can try an exit and we'll show you the location of the rewards like the golden belt. Yeah, only a little more vaguely. It'll kind of draw a white line to wherever it is. Come on. Ah, lost one. Hey, Bally. All right, I'm still going to spend magic here. So that I can charge up a bunch of Heartbreakers there and kaboom. While we wait. Me? A world record? Nope. White Antler is definitely dangerous for us right now. Especially since we don't have Hephaestus in the god pool. No Hefe. We do have Wispy Wiles, I suppose. Do-do-do-bo-do-do-do. Shape of Dream. Yeah, it was actually a good one. It was weirdly good. Chaos Gates do not help us. We will buy that. We will buy that. Which gave us a Hydrolite. I'm a little nervous, but why don't we try the White Antler? White Antler is obviously very strong. 30% crit damage, but it reduces your health to 30. You cannot get it increased while you have this keepsake on. It only works for one biome. It's dangerous, right? It's very dangerous. You definitely don't have to use this to have fast times, though. At Ridgemont High. Did I beat Radon? Not yet. Today's the day, though. Today is the day. There's not much to know here for Tartarus. Again, you're kind of on rails, even more so than Morning Fields. So it's kind of just kill the enemies as quickly as possible. Oh, no. Come on, guys. Spawn in faster, please. Hello? Oh, there's more. Probably shouldn't have bothered to cast that one. Okay. Now, the big question that comes up very often is, why not take the dad door? And it's really just because it doesn't help much, and it increases your location count, which means further locations will take longer. You'll get more enemies, chunkier enemies. So, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense. The timer's paused and everything, but... that should be it, I'm thinking. Okay. And yeah, you just prioritize the number of doors. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. Try to kill them as quickly as possible. Simple as. Come here. I don't think there's really any other duos that come to mind that would be enormously helpful. But if y'all got ideas, I'm willing to listen. It tends to be that, ooh, some people get a little too fixated. Like, I'm going to get 3 duo boons and a legendary, and it's going to be the best build ever. It's just kind of... it's a lot to ask for when you're kind of really focused on things like... where are you? Like hammers and stuff.
One chamber left.
The air spangle ever worth it? No, never. That keepsake is absolutely god-awful. Probably the worst keepsake in the game. Oh, it didn't cast it? I thought I cast my Hex over there. Wow, it still didn't kill that enemy. That's pretty quick, though. 1 health at 835.
Down there.
We actually had a pretty good run. We can afford all this. We can afford these things. We'll take Gale Force, maybe? Cherish Iron Loom doesn't work on your current keepsake. Snow Queen is kind of helpful here, and I don't think the Prime Magic is actually that bad. Hera Hestia? Hera Hestia duo. Hera Hestia. That's already over? Yeah, I wasn't trying for very long on those ones. Yeah, tall or the infusions would have been nice. Snow Queen will negate the first instance of damage. For Chrono, you might just want to focus on surviving for now. More than anything. Alright, cast that a little bit earlier than I probably needed to. Remember to use your magic here. Okay, but... because we really want these Heartbreakers to start spawning in, and that way we can just run into Chrono afterwards while we wait for this, you know? Okay, I think he ate most of them, though, there, for some reason. Okay. What I say was the worst keepsake? Eris's. Okay, that's fine. Heart throbs. Ow. Get nice and close. Grandpa is dead. All right, 932. There you go. Not bad, honestly. Why do I call him Chrono? I mean, everyone has a pet name for their ding dong, right? The Grand P. Their Grand Doodad, you know? There you go. If you skipped ahead to the end, what was the build? I mean, Aspect to Charon. Heartbreaker, Sunny Disposition, and you need a way to recover magic. And you can tell, like, you can see very quickly, even though the Heartbreakers came on pretty late, it was still the most damage. So that just kind of goes to show. So the fastest runs, you're probably just going to get that very, very early. But you can't really put on Aphrodite's Keepsake first because you need strong magic regen. Another magic regen that could work is probably Hera, but if you want to get Sunny Disposition, you kind of got to start with Lucid Gain and Apollo here. Right? Right. Did I add the Sorceress on? No. Slowing down time, it would definitely make it safer, but the timer does not slow down while you have that on, unfortunately. So it would specifically slow you down, unfortunately. The hammers were almost okay if we had just simply gotten Giga Cleaver, but we did not. The other thing I guess you could aim for is Apollo's Legendary if you really want to aim for something else. That might help you out there. But yeah, I believe in you, chat. You can do it. You can play the game quickly.